Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
So now we come on to the basic values of the Indian Constitution, what it stands for and what it ensures to the citizens of the country. The Constitution of India has certain basic values which indicate the spirit of the Constitution. So the values of the Constitution are the spirit, or it indicates the spirit of the Constitution. The basic values are found in its preamble. So you know what a preamble is. It is the introduction, and in the Constitution, the preamble of the Constitution is the introduction to the Constitution, where the spirit and the values for which the Constitution stands for is addressed. So the values are: people are the source of all authority. So we know in a democratic government, people are the source of all authority. So the government is for the people, by the people, to the people. So the Constitution very clearly lays down that the people are the source of all authority. The government derives its authority from people of India. So the government is deriving its authority. Whatever power and authority the government has, it's all derived from the people of the nation. The preamble declares that India is a sovereign state, that is, an autonomous state. It is not dependent on any other nation. So the sovereign state means an autonomous and powerful independent state. India is completely independent of any external or internal control. So the point at which Britishers leave India and when we acquire independence, from then on India is a sovereign and independent nation. And India aims to establish a social and economic order which is free from exploitation. The third point is India aims to establish a social and economic order which is free from exploitation, and there will be no unjust and unequal distribution of wealth. So, in order to ensure that there is equality and every citizen of this nation is treated equally, the Constitution ensures and puts forward this notion that the Constitution aims to establish a social and economic order which is free from exploitation. And the fourth point is the preamble and the fundamental. The fourth point is the preamble and the fundamental rights state that India is a secular state. So this word secular, if you know, it means that there is no religion for the state or no state religion. The state or the government does not support any particular religion. The state does not discriminate against any person on the ground of religion. So along with this, the secular meant that the Indian government or the Indian state does not discriminate any person on the ground of his or her religion. And fifthly, the Constitution states that India is a democratic state. In India, people are the source of power, and the government attains authority from the people. The people elect their own representatives through general elections. Every adult above the age of 18 years has the right to vote. So there is adult franchise. we had seen that under the Government of India Act 1935, only 10 to 15% of the Indian population had the right to vote. But by the time of independence and in the constitution, by the time of independence and in the constitution, it is laid down that every citizen of the country above the age of 18 are eligible to elect their representative. And the sixth point is India is a republic. India has no monarchy or no supreme king at its head. The head of the state, the president, is elected for a fixed term. The president of India can never be hereditary. So the supreme authority, the president, is also there for a fixed term and the power cannot be passed down on the basis of hereditary. The Indian Constitution aims at national integration. So the aim of the Indian Constitution is to have national integration and harmony. It means all the people living in the country realize that they have a common past, common memories and common good. So the people living in this nation, it is important that they realize that we all have a common past, a common memories and common good. So the fight which we had fought against the British rule and the struggles in which we fought hand in hand should all be remembered by the Indians. That's how a national integration will happen, and the Constitution aims to have such an integration and a social harmony. So following Indian integration, another point is that the Indian Constitution maintains unity in basic matters. Dr. Ambedkar explained this feature of the Constitution in these words. So now we'll quote Dr. Ambedkar on the question of unity in basic matters. Quote, "A federation being a dual polity based on divided authority with separate legislative, executive and judicial powers for each of the two polities is bound to produce diversity in laws, in administration and in the judicial protection. Up to a certain point, this diversity does not matter. But if this diversity goes beyond a certain point, it is capable of producing chaos and has produced chaos in many federal states." So on the question of unity, this is what Ambedkar talks about, that one should have diversity, that one should have diversity, but if it crosses its limit, it can get into chaos. So one has to be very vigilant to maintain the basic unity and integrity of Indian nation.